Lecture 7, Citations and References. Welcome to Lecture 7 of our comprehensive APA-style series, Citations and References. This lecture represents the heart of academic integrity and scholarly communication, the system that connects your work to the broader intellectual conversation, while ensuring proper attribution of ideas and evidence. In this lecture, we're mastering the complete APA citation and reference system, from basic in-text citations to complex reference list entries. This isn't simply about following formatting rules, it's about joining the global scholarly community with integrity, respect, and professional competence. In this lecture, you'll gain complete mastery of the author-date citation system, quotation formatting, reference construction, and the quality control procedures that ensure accuracy and academic integrity. By the end of this session, you'll have the confidence and skills to handle any citation challenge, while demonstrating your commitment to ethical scholarly communication. The Author-Date Citation System, Foundation. The APA Author-Date Citation System provides readers with immediate access to source information while maintaining the flow of your writing. Understanding the system's logic and variations ensures you can handle any citation situation with confidence and accuracy. The basic principle involves providing the author's last name and publication year, either within parentheses, at the end of sentences, or integrated naturally into your sentence structure. This information allows readers to locate the complete source information in your reference list while giving them immediate context about the source's currency and authority. For single author sources, the format is straightforward. In parenthetical citations, use the author's last name followed by a comma and the publication year, Smith, 2023. In narrative citations, where you mention the author as part of your sentence, place only the year in parentheses. Smith, 2023, found that social media use significantly affected academic performance. The choice between parenthetical and narrative citations should be strategic, based on what you want to emphasize. Use narrative citations when the author's identity or credibility is important to your argument. Leading researcher Dr. Sarah Johnson, 2023, demonstrated that intervention programs significantly improve student outcomes. Use parenthetical citations when you want to emphasize the information rather than the source. Intervention programs significantly improve student outcomes. Johnson, 2023. Two author sources require different formatting depending on citation type. In parenthetical citations, connect the authors with an ampersand. Smith and Jones, 2023. In narrative citations, use the word and. Smith and Jones, 2023, conducted a comprehensive analysis of social media effects. This distinction helps readers immediately identify whether they're reading a parenthetical or narrative citation. For sources with 3 or more authors, use et al., meaning and others, in all citations after the first author's name. Smith et al., 2023, or Smith et al., 2023, found significant correlations. The et al. Abbreviation includes a period because it's a Latin abbreviation, and it's not italicized in citations. However, in your reference list, you'll include all authors' names up to 20 authors, regardless of how many authors the source has. The A et al. Abbreviation is used only in in-text citations, not in reference list entries for sources with fewer than 21 authors. When citing multiple works by the same author published in the same year, distinguish them with lowercase letters, Smith, 2023A, and Smith, 2023B. Assign these letters alphabetically based on the titles of the works, and use the same letters consistently throughout your paper and in your reference list. Corporate or organizational authors are cited using the organization's name, American Psychological Association, 2023, or the American Psychological Association 2023 published updated guidelines. For long organizational names, you may abbreviate after the first citation. American Psychological Association, APA 2023, on first use, then APA 2023 in subsequent citations. When no author is identified, use the first few words of the title in place of the author name. For article titles, use quotation marks, social media effects, 2023. For book titles, use italics, social media research, 2023. This approach helps readers locate the source in your reference list, where entries are alphabetized by title when no author is available. Direct quotations require page numbers in addition to author and year information. For parenthetical citations with quotes, include the page number after the year. Smith, 2023, p. 45. For narrative citations, place the page number after the quotation. Smith, 2023, noted that students showed remarkable improvement. Page 45. When citing specific information that isn't a direct quote but comes from a particular page or section, include page numbers to help readers locate the information. Smith, 2023, page 67, or Smith, 2023, reported significant findings, PD 67. This practice demonstrates precision and helps readers verify your use of sources. Quotations, short, and block formatting. Quotation formatting in APA style depends on length and serves different purposes in scholarly communication. Understanding when and how to use different quotation formats ensures your writing integrates sources effectively while maintaining proper attribution and readability. Short quotations of fewer than 40 words remain within your paragraph text and use quotation marks to set them apart from your own writing. These quotations should flow naturally within your sentences and support your arguments without disrupting the reading experience. When incorporating short quotations, integrate them grammatically into your sentences. The quotation should fit naturally into your sentence structure. For example, recent research demonstrates that social media use significantly impacts academic performance. Smith, 2023, page 45. Notice how the quotation completes the sentence begun with your own words. Always include page numbers for direct quotations, regardless of length. This requirement allows readers to locate the exact source of quoted material and verify your use of the source. Place the page number after the closing quotation mark, but before the sentence's final punctuation. When quotations end sentences, the period goes after the citation rather than before it. This placement ensures that the citation is clearly connected to the quoted material. However, when quotations appear mid-sentence, punctuation follows normal patterns. Block quotations are used for quotations of 40 words or more and receive special formatting that makes them visually distinct from your text. Block quotations are indented 0.5 inches from the left margin, use no quotation marks, and are double-spaced like the rest of your paper. The introduction to a block quotation should be a complete sentence ending with a colon. This introduction provides context for the quotation and helps readers understand its relevance to your argument. In block quotations, the citation appears after the final punctuation mark, unlike short quotations where the citation precedes the final punctuation. This placement reflects the block quotation status as a separate indented element rather than integrated text. Use quotations strategically rather than extensively. Quotations should provide evidence, illustrate points, or present information that's particularly well expressed in the original source. Avoid using quotations simply to add length to your paper or to avoid paraphrasing challenging material. When you do use quotations, ensure they serve clear purposes in your argument. Introduce quotations with context that explains their relevance and follow them with analysis or commentary that connects them to your main points. Quotations should support your arguments, not replace them. Consider the balance between quotations and paraphrasing in your writing. Effective academic writing typically uses more paraphrasing than direct quotation, demonstrating your ability to understand and synthesize source material, rather than simply reproducing it. When editing quotations for grammar or clarity, use square brackets to indicate changes and ellipses to indicate omitted material within quotations, but ensure that omissions don't change the original meaning. Always verify quotation accuracy by checking your quoted material against the original source. Misquotation, even when unintentional, can undermine your credibility and misrepresent other scholars' work. The 4 essential reference components. Every APA reference contains 4 essential components that provide readers with complete information needed to locate and evaluate your sources. Understanding these components and their variations allows you to create accurate references for any type of source you encounter in scholarly research. The first component is the author information, which identifies who created or is responsible for the source. Author information can include individual names, multiple authors, corporate authors, or editors when no individual author is identified. The author component establishes the source's credibility and allows readers to evaluate the expertise behind the information. For individual authors, list the last name followed by initials. Smith, J.A. Use initials rather than full first names to maintain consistency and privacy. When multiple authors are involved, list all authors up to 20, separating them with commas and using an ampersand before the final author. Smith, J.A. Jones, B.C., and Brown, D.E. Corporate authors are listed by their full organizational name. American Psychological Association. Don't abbreviate organizational names in reference lists, even if you abbreviated them in your in-text citations. The second component is the date information, which tells readers when the source was published or created. Date information helps readers evaluate the currency of information and understand the temporal context of research findings. Always enclose dates in parentheses immediately following the author information. For most sources, use the publication year, 2023. For sources with more specific dates, such as newspaper articles or blog posts, include the full date, 2023, March 15th. When no date is available, use ND for no date. The third component is the title information, which identifies the specific work you're citing. Title formatting depends on the type of source and helps readers distinguish between different types of publications. Article titles and chapter titles use sentence case capitalization and no special formatting. Book titles and journal names use title case capitalization and italic formatting. For journal articles, the title appears in sentence case with only the first word after a colon, and proper nouns being capitalized. For books, the title appears in sentence case with italic formatting. The italic formatting distinguishes book titles from article titles in reference lists. The fourth component is the source information, which tells readers where to find the work you've cited. Source information varies significantly depending on the type of publication and provides the specific details readers need to locate your sources. For journal articles, source information includes the journal name in italics and title case, the volume number in italics, the issue number in parentheses, not italicized, and the page range. If the journal uses continuous pagination across issues, the issue number may be omitted. For books, source information includes the publisher name, Academic Press or Harvard University Press. Don't include the publisher's location, as this is no longer required in APA 7th edition. For online sources, include the URL or DOI, Digital Object Identifier, when available. DOIs are preferred over URLs because they're more stable over time. Understanding these four components, author, date, title, and source, provides the framework for creating accurate references regardless of source type. The specific formatting details may vary, but these four elements appear in every complete reference entry. Reference examples and formatting. Let's examine properly formatted reference examples for the most common source types you'll encounter in academic writing. Understanding these patterns allows you to create accurate references and adapt the formatting principles to new or unusual source types. Journal article references represent the most common type in academic writing and follow a specific pattern that includes all four essential components. Notice the author names with initials, the year in parentheses, the article title in sentence case, the journal name in italics and title case, the volume number in italics, the issue number in parentheses, the page range, and the DOI. Each element serves a specific purpose in helping readers locate and evaluate the source. Book references follow a simpler pattern because they don't include journal information or page ranges. The book title uses sentence case and italics, and the publisher name appears without location information. This streamlined format reflects the changes in APA 7th edition that eliminated publisher locations. Edited book references require additional information to identify the editors. The eds designation identifies these individuals as editors rather than authors, helping readers understand their role in creating the source. Chapter and edited book references must identify both the chapter and the book. This format shows the chapter author, chapter title, editors, book title, page range for the chapter, and publisher. The "in" designation clearly separates the chapter information from the book information. Website references require careful attention to authorship and date information. When individual authors aren't identified, use the organization name as the author. Include specific dates when available, and provide the complete URL for website sources. Newspaper article references include the newspaper name and specific publication date. The newspaper name appears in italics, and the specific date helps readers understand the timeliness of the information. All references use hanging indent formatting, where the first line begins at the left margin and subsequent lines indent 0.5 inches. This formatting makes author names highly visible and helps readers scan reference lists efficiently. References are arranged in alphabetical order by the first author's last name, or by title when no author is identified. This alphabetical arrangement allows readers to locate specific sources quickly and creates a logical organization for your reference lists. When creating references, pay careful attention to punctuation, capitalization, and formatting details. These elements might seem minor, but they demonstrate your attention to professional standards and help readers locate your sources accurately. Essential rules and quality control. Maintaining accuracy and integrity in your citation and reference system requires understanding and applying 4 essential rules that ensure correspondence, completeness, and professional presentation. Rule 1. Every in-text citation must have a corresponding reference list entry. If you cite Smith 2023 in your paper, Smith 2023 must appear in your reference list with complete bibliographic information. This correspondence allows readers to locate the full source information for every claim you make. Rule 2. Every reference list entry must be cited somewhere in your paper. Don't include sources in your reference list that you didn't actually cite in your text. Your reference list should contain only sources that directly contributed to your paper's arguments and evidence. This rule prevents padding your reference list with sources you consulted but didn't actually use. While it's normal to read more sources than you ultimately cite, your reference list should reflect only the sources that appear in your paper's citations. Rule 3. References must be arranged in alphabetical order by the first author's last name. When no author is identified, alphabetize by the first significant word of the title, ignoring articles like a, an, and the. This alphabetical arrangement creates a logical system that helps readers locate specific sources efficiently. For multiple works by the same author, arrange them chronologically from earliest to most recent. If the same author published multiple works in the same year, distinguish them with lowercase letters, 2023A, 2023B, assigned alphabetically by title. Rule 4. All references must use hanging indent formatting consistently. The first line of each reference begins at the left margin, and subsequent lines indent 0.5 inches. This formatting makes author names highly visible and creates professional appearance that's easy to scan. Quality control procedures ensure accuracy and prevent common errors that can undermine your credibility. Develop a systematic approach to checking your citations and references that addresses each potential problem area. First, create a list of every source you've cited in your paper by going through your text and noting each citation. Compare this list to your reference list to ensure complete correspondence. Mark off each citation as you verify its reference list entry. Second, check each reference list entry for completeness and accuracy. Verify that all 4 essential components, author, date, title, and source, are present and correctly formatted. Double-check spelling of author names, accuracy of publication years, and completeness of source information. Third, verify the accuracy of your quotations by checking them against the original sources. Ensure that page numbers are correct and that quoted material exactly matches the original text. Misquotation, even when unintentional, can seriously damage your credibility. Fourth, check the formatting consistency of your reference list. Ensure that hanging indents are applied correctly, that alphabetical order is maintained, and that all formatting elements follow APA-style guidelines consistently. Use technology to support your quality control efforts, but don't rely on it exclusively. Citation management software can help organize sources and generate formatted references, but always review and verify the output for accuracy and completeness. Develop habits that prevent citation errors rather than just correcting them. Keep careful records of source information as you research, create citations as you write rather than adding them later, and maintain organized files that make verification easy and efficient. Academic integrity and scholarly conversation. Citations and references represent far more than formatting requirements. They embody the fundamental principles of academic integrity and scholarly discourse that define ethical intellectual work. Understanding this larger purpose transforms citation from a mechanical task into a meaningful practice of scholarly citizenship. When you cite sources accurately and completely, you're demonstrating respect for other scholars' intellectual contributions and acknowledging the collaborative nature of knowledge creation. No research exists in isolation. Every scholarly work builds on previous investigations, theories, and findings. Your citations make these connections explicit and honor the intellectual labor that supports your own work. Proper citation also allows readers to verify your claims and evaluate your use of evidence. This transparency is essential to scholarly discourse because it enables the peer review and critical evaluation that advance knowledge. When readers can locate and examine your sources, they can assess the strength of your arguments and the validity of your conclusions. Citations connect your work to the broader scholarly conversation in your field, positioning your research within ongoing debates and demonstrating your understanding of relevant literature. This positioning shows readers how your work contributes to existing knowledge and where it fits in the intellectual landscape of your discipline. The citation system also protects you from plagiarism accusations by clearly distinguishing your original contributions from borrowed ideas and information. Proper attribution demonstrates your integrity as a scholar and your commitment to ethical research practices. Remember that citation serves readers as well as sources. When you provide complete, accurate citations, you're helping other researchers locate relevant sources for their own work. Your reference list becomes a resource that supports the broader scholarly community's research efforts. Develop a personal commitment to citation excellence that goes beyond meeting assignment requirements. See accurate citation as part of your professional identity as a scholar and as a contribution to the integrity of academic discourse in your field. Conclusion and transition. Outstanding work. Mastering the complete AP, a citation and reference system. You now have comprehensive command of the author date citation format, quotation rules, reference construction, and quality control procedures that ensure academic integrity and professional credibility. In our final lecture, Lecture 8, we'll explore the advanced elements that distinguish exceptional academic work, tables, figures, and the systematic quality control procedures that ensure your papers meet the highest professional standards. The citation and reference skills you've developed in this lecture are fundamental to all scholarly communication. They demonstrate your integrity as a researcher, your respect for intellectual property, and your commitment to the collaborative nature of academic inquiry. Thank you for joining me for Lecture 7.